Hello, thank you for joining News Mongolian MNB World. I am Jugdur Rambold. And for our top stories for today. Advancing gender equality, the role of female quotas and legislative representation. IT is a key sector for future economic growth. Mongolians in Sweden host a chess championship for Mongolian players. For other news, stay tuned. Gender equality and women's empowerment have been key objectives for societies worldwide. In recent years, one strategy that has gained significant attention in Mongolia is the implementation of female quotas in legislation. Female quotas, also known as gender quotas, aim to increase the representation of women in political decision-making bodies. Advocates argue that such measures are essential for achieving substantive gender equality and creating more inclusive and representative democracies.
Female quotas mandate a certain percentage of number of seats reserved for women in legislative bodies. The specific quota requirements vary across countries, ranging from voluntary party quotas to legally binding quotas enforced by electoral laws. While the quotas can take different forms, the objective remains consistent: to address the historical underrepresentation of women in politics and ensure their voices are heard and considered in decision-making processes. The Will Participate, Will Represent event was held in Sohbadar district on June 10th to raise awareness of the impact of representation. The General Election Committee, National Committee on Gender Equality, Voters Education Center, and several other non-governmental and state organizations are attending this event. The Media Council and other civil society organizations are also present. We are organizing an exhibition with digital data on youth participation in elections and gender equality. The GEC set up a replica of voting center where young people can get acquainted with the voting process. One of the primary arguments in favor of female quotas is the need to overcome systemic barriers that hinder women's participation in politics. Despite significant progress, women continue to face various obstacles, including gender stereotypes, discrimination, and limited access to resources and networks. By implementing quotas, countries aim to create a more level playing field and counteract the structural inequalities that impede women's political advancement. Our pavilion has information related to the quota for women in legislation. We are here to promote gender equality in decision-making organizations. Even though the ratio of women and men is 1:1, the number of women in representation at the legislative level is quite low. Experts believe that raising the female quota in parliament to 40% is a step forward in promoting gender equality in legislation. Critics of female quotas often raise concerns about the potential for tokenism and the importance of merit-based selection. However, proponents argue that quotas do not compromise meritocracy but enhance it. Quotas create opportunities for talented and capable women to enter politics, bringing diverse perspectives and experiences that enrich legislative debates. Studies have shown that increased gender diversity in decision-making bodies also leads to better policy outcomes and more effective governance. The journey toward achieving gender parity in legislation is an ongoing process and challenges persist, but the gender quota discussion continues in the Parliament of Mongolia.
ICT Expo 2023 concluded on June 11th. This year's ICT Expo Mongolia 2023 saw significant involvement and support from representatives of renowned international technology companies. The event highlighted the importance of information technology in advancing economic growth.
Since 1990, Mongolia's information technology industry has been the only sector to achieve international competitiveness without relying on government support. However, IT's contribution to the gross domestic product is less than 0.03%. Industry experts say implementing supportive government policies is crucial to address this issue.
As a result of today's expo, our private sector is taking the initiative to support the information technology industry and initiate a set of laws. We are also united in our efforts to support IT startups through tax policies and establish legal arrangements for creating free zones and special zones based on international standards.
If the government can provide policy support, Mongolia's startups could have a better chance of entering the global market. Young entrepreneurs who have started selling their products in the United States say the Asia-Pacific region also offers growth opportunities.
If the government purchases products and services from domestic companies, these companies will see two benefits. First, they'll gain financial capacity, and second, it will serve as a powerful endorsement for us to sell our products and services internationally. Technologies that are trusted and utilized by governments are gaining recognition worldwide. As a result, perceptions of Central Asian companies, including Mongolian companies, are beginning to shift.
Technological solutions are being utilized and benefiting every sector. Representatives from different countries highlight the potential for cooperation in expanding educational access and enhancing agriculture efficiency for a country like Mongolia with extensive territory.
At our school, we have students who are enthusiastic about embracing online learning and engaging in self-directed education. These children have a strong drive to pursue independent learning. Put simply, the majority of students in the day class diligently study and want a deeper understanding and comprehension of subjects outside of regular school hours. Some children may have opted for this course due to the scarcity of qualified teachers in their area. South Korean technology companies are ready to cooperate with Mongolia on renewable energy and agricultural technology solutions. There are opportunities for cooperation in planning the satellite city to be built in Bakhanga district, utilizing smart technology in an environmentally friendly way and increasing agricultural yield.
This year's ICT Expo Mongolia 2023 was attended by representatives from industry leaders such as Dell, Microsoft, and Amazon. These representatives delivered impactful presentations, actively engaged in discussions, and joined a diverse community of over 1,000 speakers and participants.
The first Euro Chess Championship was organized in Stockholm by Tuxbilligt Mongolian Culture Center of Sweden and Hungary's Champion Professional Chess Club. Euro 2023 was held under the motto Together for Wealth, Intelligence and Strength. More than 60 chess players aged 5 to 80 competed in the championship, representing 6 countries including the Czech Republic, Spain, Finland and Sweden.
We have successfully organized the chess competition among the Mongolians residing in Europe. As more than 10,000 Mongolians reside only in Stockholm, we have chosen the city as the main venue. That's why we partnered with Tuxbilligt NGO operating in Sweden.
The Open tournament was attended by high-ranking chess players, amateurs, and junior chess players. Grandmaster Namirton played 23 table matches simultaneously.
This is the first time the chess festival was organized among Mongolians in Europe. I'm really happy that the competition attracted players of all age, as well as professional and amateur players. I had a chance to play with 10 chess players, one of whom is international master.
Representatives of the Embassy of Mongolia in the Kingdom of Sweden, Mongolians residing abroad non-governmental organization, and the Tuxbilligt Mongolian Culture and Arts Center participated in the competition.
This event was widely supported by Swedish side and its chess clubs, so we hope that in the future the event will attract more interested participants. We have already received proposals to organize similar chess competition in other European cities. In the future, we are planning to organize friendly matches between Mongolian and Swedish players.
I'm happy that I have won the first place in the competition. I'm an amateur. I live in Spain. I would like to thank the organizers for this nice event. I'm 6-year-old. I really like playing chess. I've been playing chess for 1 year. I want to thank my parents and my friends for supporting me.
Winners in the different categories received trophies, medals, and souvenirs.
Please take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by the Mongol Bank. Now here comes world news partnered with international news agencies. The destruction of the Kakhovka Dam was a fast-moving disaster that's swiftly evolving into a long-term environmental catastrophe affecting drinking water, food supplies, and ecosystems reaching into the Black Sea.
The short-term dangers can be seen from outer space, tens of thousands of parcels of land flooded, and more to come. Experts say the long-term consequences will be generational. For every flooded home and farm, there are fields upon fields of newly planted grains, fruits, and vegetables whose irrigation canals are drying up. Thousands of fish were left gasping on mud flats. Fledgling water birds lost their nests and their food sources. Countless trees and plants were drowned. If water is life, then the draining of the Kakhovka reservoir creates an uncertain future for the region of southern Ukraine. That was an arid plain until the damming of the Dnieper River 70 years ago. The Kakhovka Dam was the last in a system of 6 Soviet-era dams on the river, which flows from Belarus to the Black Sea. The consequences to come will be for our children and grandchildren, just as we are the ones now experiencing the consequences of the Chernobyl disaster, not our ancestors. Right now, we are talking with experts and Ukrainian conservation groups that perhaps we need to take into account the needs of nature in some way so that in the next generation and in general for future generations, there will be those parts of nature that there were before all the changes. Then the Dnieper became part of the front line after Russia's invasion last year. The 6 dams along the Dnieper were designed to operate in tandem, adjusting to each other as water levels rose and fell from one season to the next. When Russian forces seized the Kakhovka Dam, the whole system fell into neglect. Whether deliberately or simply carelessly, the Russian forces allowed water levels to fluctuate uncontrollably. They dropped dangerously low in winter and then rose to historic peaks when snow melt and spring rains pooled in the reservoir. For example, if this area serves as a nesting place for a colony of bird species, it is possible that they will rebuild their colony when the water recedes within 7 to 10 years. However, when it comes to ecosystems that have been destroyed, such as the sandy ecosystems that once existed in our unique territory, their recovery may take decades. Since the dams collapsed Tuesday, the Russian waters have uprooted landmines, torn through caches of weapons and ammunition, and carried 150 tons of machine oil to the Black Sea. Entire towns were submerged to the roof lines, and thousands of animals died in a large national park now under Russian occupation.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll see you next time with more news and updates. Have a nice day.